Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, welcome to your December 2024 astrological forecast. Let's jump right into it. The main themes that are going to be happening for you this month is there's going to be feeling like a little bit of a destabilization type of energy going on. There's focus on your health, your mental health, your spirituality, and your relationships. Let's dive deeper into each day and figure out how this is actually playing out. On the 5th of December, we are having Mercury Cazimi. This is when the Sun and Mercury are in direct alignment. You are receiving divine insight and intuition from Mercury, from the Sun, illuminating this point. And this is happening in your 6th house. 6th house has to do with your work, your daily routines, your disciplines. All of this, you're going to start receiving insight and intuition as to how possibly you can make changes to your current work, your current daily routines, because something isn't working. Mercury is currently going retrograde in your 6th house. The 6th house, once again, has to do with your daily routines, your health, making sure that all of these things are in order. And with Mercury going retrograde, it's kind of hard to understand. It's kind of hard to see. It's showing you that things are out of order, but it's feeling a little bit confusing and chaotic right now because Mercury is retrograde. However, on this one day, on December 5th, you will receive the insight of like, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. My work needs to get organized, I need to get structured. You're going to start making a plan. You're going to start understanding what it is, what little steps you need to take in order to feel a little bit more centered, a little bit more grounded, and feeling like you have a good routine. This is about setting up a good routine. Now, since Mercury is retrograde, you may not be able to implement it right now, but once Mercury does go direct, you can implement it then. It's all about having the awareness. So make sure on December 5th, you write down any of this awareness that comes to you, because then you can implement it once Mercury goes direct. On December 6th, we are having Mercury retrograde in Leo in your 2nd house. This has to do with your finances. And so where you usually have strong determination and willpower to make money and to make sure that you're getting money, it can feel a little bit slowed down this month. It can feel a little bit stagnant this month. 2nd house has to do with your resources. You may want to have different avenues of money. You may want to do different things that provide you different sources of income. It doesn't necessarily mean just because Mars is retrograde that it's not going to happen, but you may notice there's a couple of blocks in the way. It may not be as easy as you thought it was going to be. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. It just means you need to really push through and really have that perseverance and have that persistence. On the 15th, we are having full moon in Gemini in your 12th house and Mercury going direct in your 6th house. This is a little bit more of like an introspective type of full moon for you. 12th house is a little bit isolation. It's about your spirituality. It's not so much about the physical, the material. It's about connecting with the spiritual, making sure you're connecting back with your spirit. It may have been a little while since you have done that. With Mercury going direct, this is finally, once again, the time to start implementing those routines, start implementing those habits, and making sure that your mental health is in order, because the 12th house also has to do with your mental health. If your mental health has been suffering, with Mercury going direct, it can, on the 15th, this is definitely going to be a time where you can start putting things back together. Start making sure you're implementing those routines, you're eating the right things, making sure you're taking care of yourself and your health, doing the things that you need to do so that you feel good within yourself, by yourself. On the 19th, Venus is trine Jupiter. This is the best day of the month, okay? We're having Venus trine Jupiter in your 8th and 12th house. These are more hidden houses. This isn't really happening on a more physical manifestation for you. This is happening on an internal psychological thing. So once again, if you've been suffering with a couple of mental health issues, if you've been suffering with things from the past trying to keep you stuck, or belief systems that are keeping you like stagnant, 8th house is about our fears. 8th house also has to do with debts. So if you've been worried about money and the money that you owe, this can definitely bring a positive light to it. You can start to feel like you have support in a more spiritual sense. So make sure you're connecting. Since you're Cancer, you naturally have that spiritual connection. So make sure that you're spending that time to really connect with yourself in a spiritual sense, not so much in the physical. You know, in the physical sense for Cancers, it's a little bit hard for you guys to function because you guys are you feel too much. Well, I don't want to say too much, it's not too much, but you feel a lot. You feel more than the average person, and it can be hard for you guys to feel understood by a lot of people. That's why Cancer needs that time to itself, and it spends a lot of time by themselves because it's really hard for them to connect with people who truly understand their feelings and who truly understand like what they're going through. On the 19th, you'll be able to connect with yourself again, and you'll be able to feel that deeper connection with the universe and the world again if you decide to take it. On the 21st, we are having Sun moving into Capricorn. This is in your 7th house. This is highlighting your relationships. So starting December 21st up until January 20th, you're going to notice a little bit more of an increase and a highlight in your relationships, okay? Someone could be coming in. I would be mindful once again because Mars is retrograde, but it's in your 2nd house, so that has to do with your money. 7th house is about relationships. So if someone comes in, December 21st up until January 20th, I would keep an eye on someone that you find interesting, like give them a chance, It's highlighting this area in your life. Or if you're currently in a relationship, this is just going to bring a lot more focus into your current partnership and make things feel a lot more, just bring a light to it, and just have a focus on it. On the 24th, we have Jupiter square Saturn in your 12th and 9th house. Your 12th house has to do, once again, with your mental health, with your spiritual connection, and the 9th house is also about your spiritual connection, but more so in a religious sense. You may notice that perhaps your religious upbringing or certain programs that you've had from religious upbringings or from current religious structures that you've been following may not completely align with your new way of practicing spirituality and with connecting to spirit. You may hear something, or you may notice that you have some sort of programming deep down that's preventing you from connecting to spirit the way that you truly want to. So it's about analyzing these and like really making sure that you're living in alignment with both aspects of your life. Also, could have to do with long distance travel, because 9th house has to do with long distance travel. 12th house is also long distance travel, but this is more of like going to a retreat by yourself. This is introspective. So you may notice that you have this urge and this desire to like get away, like completely get away, like far away from everybody and everything. On December 30th, the new moon in Capricorn happening once again in your 7th house. This is, once again, new beginnings, new moon, new beginnings in your 7th house of relationships. So if you are currently in a relationship, this can be an even deepening, like more deepening of your current relationship. If you've met someone new on this day or around this day, this could be a promising situation for you guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you want a personal reading, I have them on my website, but I'll see you guys next month.